Hey guys, it's Technetic back with another tech mod tutorial, and today I'm going to show you how you can install VirtualBox. At first this can be pretty hard to set up with all the incompatibility issues and loads of problems. But don't worry, I have a video which will make it super easy for you to install the software. After all, if it was easy, you wouldn't need a video, right? So, without further ado, let's get into the process. If you don't know what VirtualBox is, as written here, it is a piece of virtualization technology which will let you run another operating system. This can be used for both enterprise and home use. And the best part is, this is completely free of charge, which will make it super easy and more appealing to home users. So, as you can see, it runs on pretty much any operating system, and you can pretty much run any operating system inside VirtualBox, which can make it very useful for professionals or even home users who want to take advantage of other operating systems. So on this website, virtualbox.org, you can just go here and you'll be presented with this big blue download button. So you want to click on this. You always want to have the latest version. So you want to click on download VirtualBox 6.1. So, as of recording this video, the latest version is 6.1.16. If you're watching this in the later future, this might be a different number, so I recommend you go with the latest version that's available for you. So, as I'm on a Windows 10 PC, I'm going to click on Windows hosts, but this might be different if you're on Linux or OS X, for example. So, you just click on your platform, and I'll start downloading the latest version for you. It's a pretty fast download, and I'll just have it there done in a matter of seconds. So when you're done, you can just click on this button. Let's see. Preparing to install. Just minimize this, and you can set up your soft system. So you want to click on Next. I guess you want to set up, just leave these how this is. This might be some crucial parts for how it processes data. So you want to keep this how it is. If you find it more convenient for you to have a start menu or shortcut, you can keep this, but I don't really need that, so I'll just keep register file associations. This is pretty good. And yeah, if you're going to uncheck anything, just keep this check, because this is a pretty crucial part. So with that out of the way, we can hit Next. And yes, you see a warning network interfaces. What this will do, it will temporarily disconnect you from the network. And if you interrupt it, your Wi-Fi drivers might go kaput. So just stick with me on this, and you want to install this. This will let your virtual machine connect to the internet. So just install. So it'll install real quick. So you'll be greeted with user account control along the way. So you want to accept that, because this is by a trusted developer. See, just now I just got the user account control. You want to accept that, otherwise it won't let you use your drivers. So you want to click on Yes, and you'll just let this install how it is. It's pretty straightforward. After your VirtualBox finishes installing, if you want to use this right away, then you can keep this checked. Just for the time being, we can set up some peripherals. So you want to click on Start and Finish. This will open up the software for the first time. So now you have this open. So now what you can do is to create a virtual machine. You can just click on New and just get along. As you can see, we have data support for both Windows, Linux, IBM even, and Mac. It has a whole suite. You could even go all the way back to Windows 95. That's pretty incredible. So after all, this is open source, so if you know how to code or have some hacking knowledge, then you can modify this to your likings, which I find is pretty useful. So now on to the settings. In input, you want to leave this how it is. For the name, for example, if you want to capture the keyboard, for instance, in the virtual machine, you want to specify your host key. For example, you might not have like some keys, like for by default mine was set to right control, but on my keyboard I don't have that, so you want to set that to something that you can actually use. Like for instance, the one that I don't use much and personally I don't get confused with is the right alt key. So you could use control function, no, not function. Yeah, you could use like F10, like it's infinite. Left alt, right alt. So you can choose this to how you are. But remember, make your host key something that is on your keyboard. So with that, you can kind of customize this to like the window size. If you want this to full screen, you can host A. So for me, it would be you hold Alt, so right Alt, and then A, which will like just maximize the through. And if you find any of these information helpful, then you can always just modify this to your liking. So in here, this can be very useful if productivity is your thing. Like for example, if you want to do a direct ACPI shutdown, you could have a designated shortcut for that. Snapshotting everything. There's a lot of stuff that just makes life easier for you. I honestly find some of this stuff kind of useless, but power off might be useful if you're just too lazy to hit the power off button. An update, you always want to have the latest version. That is one key thing that you always want to have enabled. Language, obviously just put this to whatever language you read or speak. So I speak English, so I have that. Display drivers, you want to make this the maximum. You want to make this automatic so it can also fill up your screen. And just leave this how it is. Network, I don't know exactly how to use this, but if you're like some like advanced person, feel free to like talk in the comments about some cool things you can use here. Yeah. For extensions, if you know much about VirtualBox extensions, honestly, I don't really know about them much. Personally, I don't like to fiddle with it, just keep it how it is. So you can do that. And the proxy, if you have a manual proxy, then you can go configure that on your own. So, all in all, these are all the recommended settings that I have. If you guys liked the video, both liking and subscribing to the channel would be amazing. If you're into tech mod tutorials who wants to take the most productivity out of their PC and make it look beautiful, from your desktop all the way to your video game, then I'd be sure to hit the subscribe button, because I post weekly content on this great stuff just for you guys. And if there is something in specific that you guys are looking forward to, let me know. I'll do some research and hopefully I'll have a tutorial out on that for you guys. So this is the Technetic, and I'll see you on the next one, guys.
We only gonna turn the party out.